what are going to be the 5 best investments of the decade for some sick gains. Well, today I want to discuss with you what I believe those investments are going to be. We are in a truly unique time as investors with major changes and disruptions happening at so many levels of the global economy. In a time of great change and great upheaval presents an incredible opportunity for the investor. Incredible gains are going to be made over the coming years if you put your money in the right place. In this video, I will give you 5 areas that I think will have absolutely crazy gains along with solid examples of investments that you can be making into those areas. My name is Lark, and this is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and all of the latest happening out here in the crazy markets. By the way, if you want to get 4 free stocks worth up to $3,700. Yes, you heard that number right, $3,700. It is an absolutely insane deal. Then you absolutely need to check out Webull. It is the hottest stock investing app on the market right now. So just click on the link down below to get signed up and to claim those free stocks. And act fast as this offer ends soon. So let's just jump straight into this, guys. The first area of major growth is, of course, cryptocurrencies. Now, the last few years for the crypto market have seen like a Cambrian explosion level of just crazy innovation happening in the crypto markets, which is basically like, fintech on steroids. So much just Wild West innovation going on. 2020 has been the year where we saw crypto go from a fringe investment for the more adventurous investor to really serious stuff for like millionaires, billionaires, companies, all these guys, hedge funds, family offices, publicly listed companies. They're all buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, and crypto assets outside of that will start to be picked up eventually as well. We have famous investors like Paul Tudor Jones out there shilling Bitcoin for us on a regular basis. PayPal is even now selling Bitcoin to their customers. It's the world's biggest payment app, so it's a big deal. This asset class will come into full bloom during this decade. Bitcoin and Ethereum, they remain the safest bets and the simplest way to get exposure to this asset class. But for the more adventurous of you out there, the rabbit hole, of course, goes very, very deep, as we discuss frequently on this channel. There are many altcoins that will fulfill different and powerful niches within this industry and will create incredible opportunity for investors. The biggest area probably to be watching right now is decentralized finance. This has the potential to completely disrupt and to rework global markets. We have powerful players like Aave and Uniswap already emerging. And of course, due to the Wild West nature of cryptocurrency, it's going to be a big area of growth, but it's also going to be a big area of risk. It's highly volatile, so something worth keeping in mind. Now, before I move on to the next sector, I want to say that I am very deep in crypto, particularly into Bitcoin, but I am not a crypto-only investor. In fact, I believe that if you are a crypto-only investor, that you are missing out on a lot of other opportunities, as well as exposing yourself to undue risk during crypto market corrections. I mean, we've seen lots of stocks outperforming Bitcoin just this year, so don't tell me the opportunity is not there. Anyway, the second major area of massive growth for the 2020s, renewable energy. Anyone investing in oil companies right now, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. Goldman Sachs released a report a few weeks ago that basically said 2021 is going to be the first year when investments in renewables will surpass investments in fossil fuels. Basically meaning that 2021 is going to be a watershed moment for both of these industries. The sun is setting on oil and the sun is rising on renewables. We have a massive transition which is underway right now towards adopting renewables at a high level globally. Estimates are that $3.4 trillion will be invested this decade. It will probably be more as we see more countries make firmer commitments, but that is a big wave to ride, man. There are a lot of great companies working on making this future a reality. Two investments I have been making are into Brookfield Renewables. This is a major operator of renewables all around the world. It also pays a, pretty decent dividend. And the other is Invesco Solar ETF. Now, this gives you exposure to about 24 different solar companies in the USA, China, and Europe. So it's a pretty broad exposure ETF in that way, but obviously focused on one industry. So renewables, man, it's going to be big. It's already big. It's going to be a lot bigger. The third area of massive growth for the 2020s, electric vehicles. Just look at how popular Tesla has been. I know Tesla's not just a car company. They do a lot of stuff outside of that, but the EV trend goes far beyond Tesla. And this sector, to me, honestly looks like a total slam dunk because many major economies, they've already passed laws regulating that petrol-powered vehicles will no longer be allowed to be sold after certain dates. For example, by 2030, a ban will be in effect in the UK, India, Sweden, the Netherlands, Germany, Israel, and a few other countries as well. Those are some of the world's biggest economies. That's insane. As well as other major metropolitan areas like Los Angeles, Milan, Vancouver. They've all also outlawed petrol cars after 2030. Other countries are going to announce over the next few years, so it's going to be big, guys. We have 1.4 billion cars that are going to need to be replaced with electric cars in the coming 2 or 3 decades. It's going to really take off in the next 10 years. Tesla is not going to do that alone. You can, of course, buy Tesla stocks, but if you're looking for bigger gains, then you may want to seek something out with a smaller market cap. Now, there are a lot of really hot new electric vehicle stocks out there that have absolutely just been on fire over these last few months. For example, we have NIO, the Chinese car maker. It's up like more than 2x since we talked about it in the Wealth Mastery newsletter about like 6 or 7 weeks ago or something like that. But these stocks, like NIO, so much hype. So much hype. A lot of it's hype. I mean, NIO, for example, has only made a few thousand cars. It doesn't even have its own factory or anything like that. No, the markets are forward-looking, right? But at a $71 billion market cap, that's pretty overvalued. Meanwhile, the world's biggest automaker, Volkswagen, with a market cap of $81 billion and shipping millions and millions of cars a year, with factories all over the world, is aiming for massive electric vehicle expansion. Now, they currently control 12% of the EV market, second only behind Tesla, with plans to expand capacity by 30x by 2025, making 3 million electric vehicles a year. And it has 1/5 the market cap of Tesla, so there's a lot of room to grow there. And people discount traditional automakers, but that's a pretty big deal. It's also got a nice dividend, so do your homework before, of course, aping into any random electric vehicle stock. There are certainly some good ones out there, but there's also a lot of hype. But don't discount the traditional automakers either. They're getting into the EV game, and they have the infrastructure to be big competitors. The fourth exciting area for investors, it's the internet, man. Cool. World Wide Web. Send an email. Join a chat room. Yeah, boy. Okay, but seriously, if you think the internet trend is somehow magically finished, you have not been paying attention. The next 10 years will totally just blow your frickin' mind. We are getting ready for a major evolution of the internet. And there's so many different areas when it comes to talking about the internet. It's a really, really broad topic, obviously. We have AI, 5G, Internet of Things, virtual assistants, augmented reality, wearable tech, smart homes, payments, cybersecurity, social media, big data, e-commerce, cloud computing, data centers, a whole bunch of other stuff we haven't even thought of yet as well. New companies that are going to come out, be revolutionizing the way we think about the internet. It's all coming. Very exciting times. Anyway, as you can see, internet tech, internet infrastructure, it's a really, really big and complex space, right? There's so many different angles. But there's one thing that in my mind is for certain. Internet stocks are going to boom like crazy in the 2020s. There's an incredible amount of opportunity. Tech stocks have already been just super popular, obviously, for obvious reasons. The internet, it's not going anywhere. It's only growing more and more prominent in our lives. It's only expanding more and more, and the services are expanding more and more to developing countries, so it's going to get even bigger. Now, a good way to get a wide exposure to a sort of broad amount of internet future technologies by investing in the ARK Invest Next Generation Internet ETF. Alternatively, You can, of course, seek out individual stocks related to internet technology. PayPal for payments. Of course, now they've added Bitcoin. Will be probably a pretty big deal in the next coming years. Palantir for big data. Snowflake for cloud storage. Quite a few others as well. There's a lot of opportunity in internet-related stocks. And the final investment, mega trend, clean meat. Now, the current food system is pretty crazy. Pretty unsustainable. There is really no mathematical way that we're going to scale meat production to meet the demand for a growing global population. The uncomfortable truth is that right now we have growing middle classes in developing regions all around the world. Those people are demanding more and more meat. By 2050, we will have another 3 billion mouths to feed. And already, our obsession with eating massive amounts of meat is using up the majority of our croplands. It's leading to massive climate change, deforestation, forcing our oceans and rainforests towards dangerous tipping points, etc., etc. You guys probably know all this stuff. The numbers just do not add up for a future where we grow animals to eat them. Now, you can choose to feel triggered by this statement. What are you talking about, Lark? That's crazy stuff, man. It's always been this way. But it's true. It's true. The numbers don't add up when you start to really look at them. But it's not that people are going to stop eating meat. It's a funny paradox, isn't it? And no, not everyone's going to go out and start eating plant-based substitutes like the Beyond Burger. The only solution to scale up meat production to feed 10 billion people is clean meat. Real animal tissue grown in a factory. It'll be safer, cheaper, and way, way more sustainable and environmentally friendly. And some of you might say, ew, I'm not going to eat that. That's gross, man. Blah. Well, studies would show that you're actually in the minority. Most people are open to eating or at least trying clean meat. And basically they said that, well, if it tastes good and it's cheap, they'd be open to it. In fact, it is one of the biggest areas of investment by the big meat companies. Cargill, Tyson, they're all investing very, very heavily right now in clean meat technologies. If you don't think it's coming, you're not watching what's going on, where the money's going. Those guys are backing companies like Memphis Meats, along with people like Richard Branson and Bill Gates. A company called Blue Nalu is working on cultured fish, so clean fish meat, right? Mosa Meats in the Netherlands, backed by Google co-founder Sergey Brin, also working on, burgers and stuff like that. Now look, none of these companies are publicly traded yet. That's how early we are still with clean meat technology. When we do see these companies going for public listings, they're gonna moon super hard, man. Super hard. You just watch. Anyway, what do you think of my picks? Are these the investments that will make crazy sick gains for investors in the coming decade? Or are you betting on something else? Is there another industry that you think we should be watching that is going to be a big growth industry? And if so, what is it? Let us all know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.